Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, a special welcome to you. I hope you'll stick around if you see anything you like. Got a recipe today. If you're not new here, welcome special to you too. Thank you for coming back and for watching. Got a recipe, and here it is. Alright everybody, I had not been able to come up with what I wanted to do today for a video. I started and stopped 3 different things. Didn't really care to do them. So I finally decided on this. I'm sure most of you have used one of these. I've never bought the apple cinnamon muffin mix. I usually like to get, and I have some, blueberry muffin mix. And you know, you can make pancakes out of these too. So blueberry muffins are good as pancakes because they're sugary. Anyway, I have 3 of these. And instead of making 36 muffins, or however many it says, is it 12 or 8 or what? I don't know. I'm going to make bread. So I've got some additions here. I've got a bowl here with cinnamon and sugar that I'm going to mix, and I've got 2 Granny Smith apples. I'm going to chop those up real small. The 3 eggs, it calls for 1 egg per package, and I'm using 3 packages. I'm going to do that. It calls for 3/4 of a milk or 1/4 per package. I'm using buttermilk, 3/4 cup of buttermilk. And then I've got these tiny diced walnuts, because walnuts and apples seem like they go together to me. And here's the mix. So after I get these walnuts all mixed in with the sugar, I'm going to add the nuts to it, and that's what I'll do first. So I got to cut this. I'm going to add the apples and the nuts is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Okay, I mixed up the sugar and the cinnamon, so I'll put those away.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is how small I'm making them. It's pretty small. And some of them aren't separated. So that's 1 apple, and I'm going to do another. And at that point, if I decide that it needs more, I might do more. I thought this apple cinnamon too would not only give them a head start on flavor, but it would keep them from turning oxidized brown because it's got something on them. They're brown already, but it's not oxidation, which isn't so pretty. There. Next. That was half an apple. Here's the other half. I was confused. Right, now there's 2 apples in. The second one I left the skin on. Now they know what they're eating when they see the skin, you know. Actually, it's because I forgot to skin the second one, peel the second one. So now I'm going to put in I'm going to mix these apples in. Then I'll put all the walnuts in. Walnuts are in. I fixed up 2 of these loaf pans. They're the big loaf pans, and I lined them with parchment. I always leave overhangs so that I can just pull them out. But anyway, I did get 2 just in case the addition of the nuts and the apples make it so it's too big for 1 pan. It shouldn't be. It should be just right. Three eggs and 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. Oh, I forgot to get the whisk out of there. Done. I believe with this recipe, you're just supposed to stir until it's, gathered together and not over stir. Stir ingredients together, batter will be slightly lumpy. Okay. And at the last minute, I remembered the apple, cinnamon, sugar, and walnuts. All right, so it's in the pan, and it fit, as long as it doesn't rise up to here. I don't think it will, but maybe. I'm going to put it on a pan just in case it does. And I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon sugar on top of this, just for a little extra crunchy crunch. There we go. The cinnamon sugar dust is all over the top. I don't know how much, maybe less than 1/4 of a cup. What's half? 1/8 of a cup? So I'm going to put this in 375. It says 400 for the muffins. I think I already said that, but I'm going with 375 because this is bigger and it's going to take more time. I'm going to put it on something so if it rises and goes over the side, the oven will be protected as if it's clean. And I'm going to, what else am I going to do? It's how many times? It says to cook it for 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to check it at 12, I'm going to check it at 15, I'm going to check it at 20. we're looking for a clean toothpick to come out, just like when you bake anything else. And now my dirty dishes are gonna go. Okay, it came out of the oven. It was actually in there for more like 35 minutes. It's real moist and it smells heavenly. Show this part. That moisture in there that looks wet is apple chunks. And of course it's got walnuts too. So there you have it. Yay, all done. Right, so I'm not so wound up right now when I tell you this cake is wonderful, just wonderful. And I think easier even than if I were to make a, boxed cake mix, like with a spice cake and all of that. Because this, you gotta stir it with a spoon a few times until it's all mixed through. And that's the extent of mixing it. I did cut apples and add the nuts. Those nuts were pre-cut, by the way. They're a big bag of minced walnuts, I think it said. So those would be good in things like candies, Christmas candies, fudge, all that kind of stuff. I don't even remember where I bought it. It was in the freezer. It's back in the freezer again now, right back up. Anyway, go ahead and try this. I'm sure you can do things with different flavors. My blueberry bushes are really putting out this week now, and I couldn't even pick them all last night before I got wore out and came in. So I have blueberry mix, and maybe I'll do some sort of blueberry thing next. But anyway, the cinnamon sugar on top is a crispy, sweet addition, and the texture is perfect, and you can see the apples. I didn't have such high hopes. I was thinking, because it cooks so much longer than I thought it would. I think it was 35-40 minutes, yeah. And then I just left it, and I didn't try to cut it or take it out of the pan or anything until it was much, cooler. I was thinking, oh, well, what am I out? It's not that big a deal. I don't know what those little mixes are anymore, those little Jiffy mixes, but back in the day, it seems like they were $1.05 or something. I mean, before the prices went way up. I need to look and see what they are. And then the 2 apples and, 3 eggs. I did use buttermilk. Maybe the buttermilk is what's making me so happy. Who knows? I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow, I'm doing a giveaway. It's an autumn giveaway. Yes, it is. You want to stick around for that and see what I do. Okay, so come back tomorrow. And tonight, or today, whenever, you're going to see this Sunday. So the giveaway will be Monday. Okay. So, I'll start it. So here we go. Thank you for watching, everybody. And thank you for subscribing if you have. And all your comments always make me happy. I'm kind of alone here with all these people. Yeah, so take care. Bye-bye.